Now then people, back in the workshop, you'll notice I've got a little jobby here, and I've bought that so that people can hear what I'm saying clearer, especially if I'm doing anything with the blowtorch especially, because that drowns out a lot of noise. So this time round, as I said before, we was doing about the springs, the little 5-inch scale springs, so it'll be hardening them so that they've got the right deflection, because at the minute they're really soft. If there's any weight in a wagon, obviously it'll start to flatten them out. But first, before I had to do that, I had to drill them and put a rivet in them so that all the leaves stay together. That's all done now, so now we're going to go on to the actual business side of things, of heating them up to a nice cherry red or red hot, and then we're going to dip them in oil. The oil I use is just a normal cooking oil. I don't use anything special, and I'll dip them twice. I'll dip them once when they're red hot. I'll let them cool down, then I'll polish the top leaf back to metal coloured with a bit of emery paper, and then I'll heat them again till they get blue, and then I'll dip them again, and that should be enough then for a 5-inch scale wagon. As I said in the last video, I haven't done anything on 7 1/4 yet with this type of thing, so that'll be a as and when. But like I do for scale wagons with 7 1/4, I haven't needed to, so we'll give this one a whirl, because I've done these before. It's quite straightforward. As I say, with 7 1/4 you've got P&P springs, so for a scale wagon you don't need to. If you're going to sit on it, then obviously you'll have to, but as to how much deflection for a person, that's the bit that needs some calculations doing, but never say never, as I say. So yeah, so stay tuned on this. I'm filming it through my phone, which is why the microphone's on, not doing it through the GoPro, so it might be a little bit jittery and whatever, and the editing might not be as good because I'm going to edit it all through my phone, so instead of on the computer. So bear with me, and yeah, this will turn out alright. So, and I hope it helps people do their own springs. Stay tuned. Okay, so this is what we're doing. We're going to heat this up to a cherry red, and then transfer it straight into the vegetable oil there, and that's it. That'll be first process done. Get it nice and hot, nice and evenly. Move the flame about. Obviously the wings, the ends here and here are going to get hotter than the middle, so you've got to concentrate a bit of heat in the middle, get it in the blue part of the flame. It's quite a strong propane torch, this. Starting to turn red now. Starting to glow. We'll keep it going yet. Enough. the torch up a bit. Obviously don't pick it up with your bare hands, for obvious reasons. Getting there now. Motion, get it straight into the oil. And that's it. So quite straightforward. Get it nice and hot, and then drop it in the oil. And the smell of cooking oil is smells like a bad chip shop, really. But there you go. That's taken about 4 minutes to do one. You can do them in batches if you want, but you'd need a bigger propane torch to keep the heat across everything. But that's it in a nutshell for that one. So I'll repeat that now times 4 until we're all done the first process. Now then, so saw the process there of getting the first dip process done. The second process is essentially the same. I've not filmed it just because I can, you know, you've seen the first process. So the second process is you're making it blue. So what you do is on the top of the leaf there, you polish that with some emery paper, make it shiny again, back to shiny metal. And yeah, and you heat the whole thing up again. I do them so they're stood up like that. You heat the whole thing up again until it goes a blue colour. And another bit of a dead giveaway, with the, you know, you've got it hot, is the oil that's got in between the actual leaves here. It starts to give off a flame because obviously you're burning it off. So when that starts to ignite, when you're moving a torch around, you're at that fine line between blue hot and starting to go glow red hot again. So at that point, dunk it straight back in again, and you're about there. So there we go. If I go in a little bit closer, see that? And if you look at the leaf there, look, I'm bouncing the light off it, you can see it's slightly blue in colour. So that's all done and got deflection in it. It'll always return back to that shape now. It's not going to distort, it's not going to flatten itself out. So these are done. You can, if you want to, you can paint them, you know, to suit the wagon that you're doing. I tend not to, for the simple reason is it's kind of black in colour anyway, and the oil is going to keep seeping out of these leaves here as it's actually working. So unless you go and bathe that in a degreaser, that oil's not going to come out any other way. So I tend not to, I'll leave them alone. And they'll naturally weather anyway when they get a bit of dirt on them. They'll go a bit rusty coloured. So yeah, so that's it in a nutshell. You know, 4 minutes per spring. To get them blue takes about 2 minutes-ish. So 6 minutes to heat treat your springs. Not very long at all. As I say, I've not done a 7 1/4 one yet. So yeah, there we go. 5-inch leaf springs, 5-inch gauge scale leaf springs for your wagons. Job done. So yeah, so thanks for tuning in. Remember, hit like and share and all the rest of it. Tell all your friends. It's all done. All my growth is done organically. I don't pay for any boosting or anything like that. So if you know someone who's never done this before and wants to have a go, hope they get a bit of an insight on how to do it. And as I say, propane bottle with a blowtorch to get them hot enough. You probably could do it with a handheld plumber's torch, very similar to this one here, bear with me. Very similar to that, but I think you'll go through bottles of gas quite quickly because it's only going to do so much heat. So yeah, I'd use a propane bottle if you can. Or if you haven't got one, speak to your local club or a friend who's a model engineer. Ask them if they know of someone that's got a propane bottle at home with a blowtorch. They can help you out. Yeah, so thanks very much, and we'll do another video on something else. I'm not sure what yet. If you've got any requests, especially for the wagons, 7 1/4, 5 inch, just drop us a line. Thanks for watching.